Namaste everyone, and welcome to the second Anchor to Light meditation for Wednesday. Well, again, this side of the world, it's Wednesday. So before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? You can pray to whoever you like. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father or Mother, to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, to all the saints of all traditions, to all the holy archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Chok Sui Mahagu Jumailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love, divine healing energy, guidance, help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so I hope that the ones who are with me this morning, you got something out of it as far as meditation and having a spiritual routine. So tonight, we'll just cover something that a lot of people talk about, and a lot of us have challenges with it at any given time. Somebody has hurt us, somebody has pissed us off. What do you do? So first of all, you have to realize one thing, and I shared this about a few weeks ago, what my teacher said, and the way he said it is, do not try to even out or fix the roads in the world. You know, the streets in the road. Don't even it out. Wear shoes. In other words, you cannot control what happens outside. You cannot control what people tell you. The only thing you really can control is your response to it. All right? So I'll share the story again because a lot of you are new. When I went to Bhutan, for some of you who have not been there, it's a fantastic place. It's pretty isolated in the Himalayas. In fact, there's only a few qualified pilots from wherever you're coming from to fly into their airport. And I know some of you are from Bhutan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because you're going like this in the Himalayas, and suddenly they take a sharp turn and go down in between the hills. And when you're looking out the window, literally you could see the trees, I don't know how many feet from the wings. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, it's a special place, and when I'm there, it's like it's magical. Okay, if you've never been there. Anyway, here's my point. So I had the opportunity to be there many times, and one of the queens, the Queen Mother, is a pranic healer, and she's very, very gracious. And usually has one of her royal guards, take me around to temples and caves and meditate. So one time, one of the major who was escorting me, we were just having a discussion. I said, Major, is there something you can tell me, about the people who visit Bhutan? And he said, we have monks, we have yogis, we have masters, we have shamans, different types of spiritual teachers that come through here. Oh, okay, that's wonderful. And then he said, because he's a very spiritual guy, he said, it's interesting that all of them pretty much saying the same thing, that your level of spirituality is gauged by your ability to forgive and let go. I go, really? Why do you say that? Because pretty much all of them say the same thing. You cannot control what people do. You can control what you do. I go, oh, that's simple. And oftentimes, the reason we're miserable, and I say we because I forget many times too, is we're banking our happiness on what people do. And that's not really that smart. At a certain point, you can expect certain people will be kind to you, certain people will be courteous, some people, right? I mean, to a certain extent. But you cannot really control what people do. You could have somebody who's very loving, very nice to you, and the next day they could be crazy, suddenly going crazy because they're going through a lot of stuff, and you happen to be there when they're pissed off and you're the first face they saw and they explode on you. And you go, what the heck? Anybody been there? So that said, that's why I was thinking about a lot of you are new, just coming from UPW, several thousand of you. And we talk about spirituality, meditation. And I might as well get it out of the way initially. The ability to forgive and let go. That's why this morning I was kind of teasing you, go, the secret to happiness is the F word. And some of you, of course, you're thinking of the other F word. I'm talking about forgiveness. That's the F word, okay? You guys have dirty minds, and that's not what I'm talking about. And the ability to forgive is literally a way to save your sanity. Because if you don't forgive, guess what happens? It eats you up. And I've known people sad to say, that have been resentful for over 30, 40 years. They're still pissed off. The person they're angry with is already dead. They're still angry. Ridiculous. And if you think about it, if somebody has hurt your feelings or whatever, you continue to be pissed off and angry. In their case, they don't know you're pissed off and they don't really care. They're having a great time. So it's not really that smart for you to keep your anger. Right? And we covered this I think 2 weeks ago or last week. Anger, if not let go or released, degenerates into hatred. And hatred degenerates into vindictiveness. In other words, not only do you hate the person, you want to get even. Then if you don't release it, it keeps degenerating. Now it becomes maliciousness. Then instead of just getting even, because you can get out of your system, you start thinking of bad stuff. Trying to get even, your mind rationalizes. Oh, they did this to me, so they deserve this. Then, if by then you still don't forgive, it degenerates even more to what? To ruthlessness. That means all bets are off that it could resort to anything that's hurtful. Make sense? So this part of forgiveness is very, very critical because it allows you to diffuse anger. Now, I know some of you, this is the first time you've talked about this, and of course I know what's going through your mind, because it went through mine, and my teacher had to kind of pour cold water on it, otherwise I was getting more pissed off. So there's a long lecture and class on it. I'll just give you the critical parts, okay? Number one, there are two types of forgiveness. There's inner forgiveness and outer forgiveness. And the way my teacher explained it, literally he goes, inner forgiveness is for all. Outer forgiveness is for most, not all. And I remember that because it stuck to my head. So inner forgiveness means you understand that whatever the offense is, that person is a soul that is evolving, just like we are souls that are evolving. And evolution involves time, process, and a lot of screw-ups and mistakes. Okay? So you like to be forgiven. That person, even though they're not aware of it, at some point they also want to be forgiven because everybody makes mistakes. So spiritually, that's what inner forgiveness is. Inner forgiveness is whatever the offense, spiritually, I forgive you, period. So I can sleep at night. External forgiveness is like this. Internally, spiritually, I forgive you. Externally, I got to get a restraining order because you're a jerk. Or I got to sue you. Or I got to get the cops or whatever. Make sense? So it provides a certain boundary and certain understanding, like spiritually, I forgive you. I'm not going to hold a grudge because it doesn't make sense. But externally, I have to show you this is not okay. Because if you don't, I know, because a lot of you, that's already what's going through your head because it always happens in class. People go, yak, yak, yak. They haven't even heard the whole thing. You go, oh yeah, but if I keep forgiving this person who abuse me. Hello, let me finish. Internally, you forgive. Externally, you don't have to show you forgive. You have to set up boundaries. Say, okay, internally, I have inner peace. Namaste, I forgive you. Externally, stay out of my face. You still be nice, but create that wall or whatever it is that you need to do. Otherwise, there'll be chaos because that person might think it's okay to keep doing the stupid thing they're doing, not only to you, but to other people. You see, forgiveness is not for them. The mistake a lot of people make is like, I forgive you, so you'll be better. No, it's for you. They could care less. Is that direct enough for you? Make sense? And one more thing. Think about it. Who's the one meditating? You are. Who's trying to be a better person? You are. Who's attending spiritual, pilgrimages? Who's reading spiritual books? Who's trying to be better? You are. And then, no. So think about it. The person you're pissed off with, compared to you, has not gone to any classes, meditations, whatever. They're not trying to better themselves. So spiritually, it's just like they're a spiritual infant or baby in an adult body. In your case, spiritually, you've gone a longer way. Maybe you're a teenager, or adult, or whatever, spiritually. So is it fair to hold them to your standard? Well, I wouldn't do stuff like that. Yeah, because you had good teachers, you tried to be better, you screwed up before, you learned from it. Well, this person hasn't. So for you to continue being angry and pissed off, guess what, buddy? You're going to be miserable. You don't agree? Well, I'll meet you a few more lifetimes. You can tell me if I'm right. That was the lesson my teacher taught me. He said, look, these are spiritual babies in adult bodies. You getting angry, getting pissed off, it's just like an infant, you have to change diapers. Why don't you tell your baby, hey, I'm paying too much for these diapers. Why don't you crawl to the toilet, do your thing? Every time I change your diaper, I get sprayed in my face with your pee and so on. So come on, go do it. You do your thing. And most of you are parents, oh, that's ridiculous. Exactly the point. For you to expect these other people who are not spiritually inclined to act like you, it's like expecting an infant to go to the toilet, wipe their own butt. And some of you say, I'm expecting a spiritual talk, not this kind of gross type of analogy. Well, if I don't get gross, you don't get it. Some of you still go, oh yeah, but we are all loving people. Yeah, you say that, but when somebody pisses you off, all the crazy stuff come up in your head. But if you understood it, you go, anyway, spiritual baby, spiritual infant, you're going to keep pooing and peeing, so whatever. Anyway, for me to get angry and upset is complete waste of my time. God bless you, forgive you, go away. Make sense? That's the first part. Before we go into the technique is to have an understanding. Without understanding, here's what happens. Your solar plexus, your emotions get involved and all logic goes out of your head. True? Not true. That's why when you're talking to somebody who's angry and upset, no reasoning works. Because they're functioning in the emotional world, you function in the mental world. You try to explain anything, nothing goes in. But if at the start you do have an understanding, wait, this person, think about it. Come to think of it, he's gone through difficult times, difficult childhood. Nobody really corrected him when he did those bad things. So I cannot really expect him to be a saint. So just like in my times of screw-ups, I want people to forgive me and understand me. If I turn the tables around, most likely this person is going through this. So either I try to help him, or this is not the right timing, I get out of the way. But for me to hold that anger, resentment, not helping me, not helping him. Make sense? One more. Some of you will only listen if it affects your pocketbook, if it affects your money. If it doesn't affect your finances, you're going to sit there and rationalize, oh, but I read so many books and blah, 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 whatever. Okay, let me tell you how it's going to hit your pocketbook, how it's going to affect your bank account. Listen carefully. When you're angry and upset, it's in your solar plexus chakra. That's the center below your sternum. That's why when you piss off with someone, your breathing changes, right? It changes because your solar plexus is all stirred up. And if you don't forgive, that anger, resentment builds up and then it moves backwards. From your front solar plexus, it goes to your back solar plexus chakra. Okay, again, you have more than 7, so don't start going. It's not the 4th, 5th. That's why you've never heard me say, that's my first chakra, 5th chakra, because you designated the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or whatever, assumes you're starting at the bottom. Well, what if I decide to count from the top? Then your system's screwed. We just name it exactly what it is. It's a solar plexus chakra, okay? So your front solar plexus is expressed emotions. When you're angry, you're pissed off, whatever, you're excited, the solar plexus goes, wing, 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 goes like that. So when you're angry and upset, you don't forgive, that energy builds up there. That's why after you let it go, you notice you go like this. You notice that? Or in meditation, when you finally let go of that anger, resentment, you feel when you start going like this, it's because the solar plexus controls your diaphragm. When your diaphragm is, being affected by your solar plexus is spinning, very, very erratically. So the breathing is also affected. Once that negative emotion is released, the solar plexus becomes more rhythmic in its spin. The diaphragm also normalizes. And that happens many times when you finally let go or when you're meditating. Okay? Now, If a person doesn't forgive, that energy from the front solar plexus moves backwards to the back solar plexus. The back solar plexus is directly behind it, below your back heart, in between your shoulder blades. So the back solar plexus is where we store a lot of negative thoughts, negative emotions, resentment, and whatever old crap we have from this lifetime or in the past. So at some point, when a person doesn't release or let go, their back looks like a hunchback of Notre Dame, a big old lump, but made of energy. And you've been around people who are always very negative, you've been dragged down, right? I'm not sure if gravity directly affects it, but it just feels heavy. Now, here's the interesting part. Your front solar plexus is here. Behind is the back solar plexus. Directly behind the back solar directly below the back solar plexus, which is below your belly button, is called the Mingmen chakra. Okay? Again, it's not part of the 7. It's called the gate of life if you talk to anybody who's an acupuncturist. That controls your blood pressure. And the energy also controls your adrenal glands and your kidneys. Okay? Now, here's what happened. Before I get to the money part, your back solar plexus and your front solar plexus control many of your internal organs, including the pancreas. So when a person does not forgive for a long, long time and always angry and upset and resentful, justified or not, there's a higher probability of having diabetes because the organ, the physical organ, is swimming in emotional garbage 24 hours a day. Make sense? Now, if the back solar plexus gets so dirty and the person chooses not to forgive and this lingers for years and years, it moves downwards to the Mingmen chakra or the gate of life, which affects your kidneys. And guess what? Instead of just having diabetes, now they have kidney problems. And I found out from a lot of doctors and nurses that come to our classes that oftentimes kidney problems, a precursor is diabetes. Well, I didn't know that, but energetically it's obvious. Now let's take it one step further. When that anger, resentment is not released, that energy drags downwards to your basic chakra at the base of your spine. That controls your finances. Now you know why there are prosperity courses that say you have to forgive, otherwise it'll affect your finances. But if you ask them why, they don't have a clue. They just say, whoa, blah, blah, blah. But energetically, it's obvious. From the back solar plexus, it blocks the Mingmen chakra and it goes down to the base of your spine. So the chakra, instead of being able to spin, right, and attract prosperity and so on and so on, it slows down and becomes very small. So it starts affecting your consciousness and your finances. So let me go back to the original thing. You staying angry and pissed off, it's only hurting yourself. So if you're smart, you go, this person already hurt me. For me to keep being angry with that person, it's going to hurt me more. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Although they could care less, it's all in your head. Is that direct enough for you? Because oftentimes when I have this forgiveness talk on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you guys are, everybody always have a cockamania excuse of, yeah, but you don't understand this. I don't really care. Whatever your thing is, you're just trying to convince yourself, not me. You not wanting to forgive for whatever reason you want is only hurting yourself. Let me add one more thing to make it more exciting. There's this thing called the law of karma, not your opinion about karma. You don't believe in it, it doesn't care. Listen carefully. The law of karma says whatever you throw out will slap you back. What goes around comes around, right? So the common sense thing to do is you ask yourself, what do I want? That's what you give away. What you don't want, don't give it away because it'll come back to you. And you have the law of karma and you have the law of attraction. So the two work together. Well, to make it even more complicated, there's the law of evolution. But let's not add too much to it because I know a lot of you guys are new. So the law of karma says, again, it's not an opinion. You don't believe it, it doesn't care. Whatever you do energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally will boomerang back at you. And on its way back, this frequency, energy, or whatever, that thought, this intention, on its way back, because of the law of attraction, it attracts similar frequencies. So, if you're very kind, very loving, you project that energy outwards by being helpful, generous, giving money to charity, so on, so on, so on. On its way back, it gathers more energy. That's why there's a saying, when you tithe, it comes back to you 10 times. But the opposite is also true. I've talked to people who, are into prosperity thinking, so on and so on. The problem is they only look at it one way. They just go, yeah, man, it's good. When you give good energy out, it comes back. When I give money, charity, come back many times. Yes. It also means that if you steal $1, you have to pay it back 10 times. It's not only the good stuff. The law of karma is neutral. It doesn't say, oh, you're a good person, it'll come back to you. You're a terrible person, nah, it's okay, it doesn't count. Get the idea? All that to just tell you one thing. If somebody has hurt you and you choose not to forgive them, you better not screw up. Because if you don't forgive that person, you better be perfect. Because once you make a mistake, you won't be forgiven either. Simple as that. Okay? Now, all that is basically to create a certainty within you that whether you like it or not, you don't want to be swimming in misery. You better learn to forgive and let go. Okay? Now, let's go to the technique. The technique is very simple. There are many, many ways to do it. I know some of you think, yeah, but I'm not angry with someone or anyone. I'm just angry with myself because I screwed up. All of us have that, right? It's called guilt. So, same thing. If you don't forgive yourself, you're essentially limiting your ability to be successful. There are many ways to do it. A lot of you in last time when we closed it down already, we'll turn it on again later on. The deep emotional healing for self-forgiveness and forgiveness to others. We'll turn it on again. We'll have that program available again. A lot of you are still working on it. It's like 9 weeks of it. In the Prosperity Zen, we're also having the forgiveness technique because it affects us in many, many ways, including what? Not the front, the back, your finances. So tonight, what we'll do is we'll incorporate it in the meditation Twin Hearts. You remember, we used the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. Okay. Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, pardon. Remember that? So those two phrases, where there is hatred, let me sow love, you're trying to use a certain technique to transform that lower frequency of anger and hatred into love. You're trying to convert this resentment into forgiveness. That's what you call alchemy. Right? If you remember alchemy in the Middle Ages was transforming base metals to gold. So, let's make this a little simple for all of you. What color is lead? Gray. Gold is gold. What people don't realize is this. If you have somebody who could see energy, look at the aura of somebody who's angry and upset. It's grayish, like lead. And when you're next to them and you spend time with them, they feel like lead. They feel like, keep dragging you down. Now you look at the other end of the spectrum, you go to a temple, a Buddhist temple, you see golden Buddha. You go to Hindu temples, you oftentimes see golden Ganesh, golden Shiva, right? And other deities. You go to Catholic churches, they also have golden images of saints, of Mother Mary, of the angelic beings, of Jesus Christ, gold. The question is why? You see, if you have trained eyes, you get to see this happening. Basically, what they're telling you is this. When a person is angry and upset all the time, the aura is populated with their negative thought forms. That's why the aura is dirty. If that person learns to forgive, more light comes in, their heart opens up, that gray starts shifting a little bit into lighter color and turns pinkish. That means the heart is being activated. No green. I know, some of you are still stuck with the green. Give me another chance to talk about it later. So the heart chakra is basically red and gold. So when a person learns to forgive, the heart starts activating more. It turns pinkish. Pink is basically light red. And when they really forgive and let go, the heart chakra triggers the crown chakra. So when the crown gets triggered, then you have more violet. That's why a lot of you, when you're doing meditation, you see violet light. Violet light, that means the crown center is expanding. Now, as the crown center expands, there's a downpouring of spiritual energy. That spiritual energy, upon contact with your crown chakra and the aura of your head, turns golden. You see the process? So it goes from gray, dirty, icky, full of crap. It starts getting lighter in color and then turn a little bit of pink. That means that person's learning to love and forgive. And then when the crown opens up and more divine energy comes down, it turns golden. That becomes compassion. You see, forgiveness means I forgive you. Compassion means I forgive you, I wish you well. See the difference? So if you look at the aura of someone who's always resentful, it takes time for the alchemy to work to get to having a golden aura. And I'll leave you with this. This gold does not stay if that person, even though they attained a high level of spiritual development, they're meditating or chakras clean and something happened and they don't forgive, that gold start disappearing and start being eaten up by the anger and resentment. So it's something that we have to maintain. It doesn't mean like, oh yeah, man, when I chant, I am flying with the angels, I'm going to experience this and experience that. And then somebody heard you, oh yeah, that son of a this and daughter of that, or whatever cuss word you're going to use. And guess what? It goes, it's just like 20, 30 years of practice, not completely gone, but substantially diminished. So you have to work your way up. So I think it's next month or the month after, we're teaching this class called Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. Okay? We'll go to in more detail your spiritual cord, the pipeline on top of your head. Oftentimes you look at pictures of saints, you have a light, right? That spiritual cord literally is a cord connecting your lower self to your higher self. That size of that pipeline enlarges when the higher nature is taking over. Love, forgiveness, and so on and so on. Guess what happens? When we swim in anger, resentment, that pipeline becomes small and our lower nature takes over. That's why in that book and also in the class we'll talk about it, that spiritual connection, that width of that spiritual connection, which is called antakarana in Sanskrit, is built by the soul every lifetime. Until you become an ascended master, so no need to do that anymore. It's permanent. Until then, guess what, buddy? We're still working. That's why you notice, just when you thought you're the holiest person in the world, guess what? You get tested. Sounds familiar? So, I have a little advice for you. Don't be dumb. You go, why are you saying that? Because I've had people in class, of people I've met, and they say certain dumb words. They go like this, they go, I'm at a point in my spiritual development that nothing could faze me. Nothing could do this. Oh yeah, you're asking for a bulldozer to hit you in the face. And sure enough, after they make that claim, a big challenge comes into their life. And very few of them survive. So don't be dumb. Don't say, oh yeah, give it to me. You just say, the way I was taught by my teachers, Lord God, take it easy. Don't give me something too hard. Okay? That's my attitude. Now, if you think that you can do it, hey, knock yourself out. But the ones who want to listen, you having a difficult time does not mean you're holy. You heard what I just said? Some people think you have to suffer to be holy. No, it just means you're full of holes from being beat up by life. Being holy, integrated, means the lower self, the incarnated self, and the higher self are integrated as one. You are whole. They just took the W. Instead of W-H-O-L-E, they took the W out. The whole means wholeness. Okay? So, I hope that helps. That's 30 minutes of me yakking. If you forget everything else I said, just remember one thing. When you forgive, it's your key to inner peace and stillness. Without it, your meditations will always go like this. And have you been there? Like, oh man, it's so good. The meditation is, you're blissing out. And then when you finally let go, you feel yourself being pulled down. And You know what I hear people say? Hey, people say, yeah, because I'm being psychically attacked. Yeah, right. Your number one stupid excuse. Always blame it somewhere else when the problem is not anywhere else, but right there. I always hear it. People in the spiritual path, they always complain, somebody's attacking me. Yeah, blame it somewhere else. That way you don't have to learn. Sounds familiar? I've shared this with many people before. People come to me, I need a healing. For what? Somebody's attacking me. I go, really? I start scanning, cleansing, and go, and they go, what do you feel? Oh, I feel so much better. Who is attacking me? I go, you. They go, what? Yeah, I scanned. There's nothing coming from outside. All of it is your old thoughts and emotions sitting inside your bubble, your aura, that's attacking you. Because you won't forgive, you won't let go, you keep complaining. So all those thoughts are trapped inside your cocoon. So when you're not working, you're not busy, guess what? Those thoughts and emotions cloud your entire awareness. And because you have a bias that somebody doesn't like you, you think somebody's attacking you. Nope. There's 3 people attacking you, me, myself, and I. And all of that could be substantially reduced if you forgive, let go. That's it. Take it or leave it. I know a lot of you are new coming from UPW. That's why I decided to cover this early, because this will weed out the ones who cannot handle the deeper teachings. Because if you can't handle this, they think this is too strong and I'm not enabling your excuse to keep your anger, then you won't be able to handle most of the other stuff we cover. Because the way I was taught by my teacher is, it's called pragmatic spirituality. I have a better way of saying it. In your face. You don't like it? Leave. You don't need to read thousands of books. Spirituality is very, very simple. I think the Lord Jesus summarized it. Love God above all, love your neighbor as yourself. Right? And then, the deepest teaching, based on what I know, my limited knowledge, is when you say namaste, you're basically saying the presence of God within me salutes the presence of God within you. Translation: I see God in you. So when that happens, and we really mean it, and sustain it, love God above all, love your neighbors as yourself, merges as one. There's only one commandment. That's what you call oneness. You cannot keep saying, oh yeah, we're one, and you're keeping anger and resentment. That's talking from both sides of your mouth. That's why I hear people like, oh yeah, man, we're one. And when the camera's not on them, they're not on stage, you look at them, man, the stuff that comes out of their mouth, so toxic. Oh yeah, okay, that's that. Clear? That's that. Now, so for the forgiveness technique, there's an actual technique on it. I think it's online. But for now, we'll incorporate in their meditation Twin Hearts because it's easier to forgive when there's a lot of divine energy coming down. It's like standing under a waterfall. It's easier to clean stuff out compared to standing under a faucet and go, right? If you're under a waterfall, that's the idea. So, shall we? To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Tokok Sui Mahagu Jamailing, we thank you for opening our hearts, our minds, our souls to divine love, divine guidance, help, healing, and divine forgiveness. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Okay, ready? Take your left hand, tap the center of your chest, that's your heart center. Take your right hand, tap your crown. Put your hand like this. Actually, let's make it more intense. Put your hand this way. Repeat after me. We are one. Repeat. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. Now, just have your attention on your crown. Say, I am the soul. Now just let your awareness drift a few inches above your crown. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence. divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. Just be still. Just allow your attention to just drift higher and higher on its own. Now it's not weighed down by the body, the emotions, and the thoughts. Just say, I am that. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. We are one. Just be still. Just let your awareness just drift above your head, wherever it wants to go. We are one. There's only oneness. Open your hands in blessing. Just say, we are one. Our hearts are one. Our souls are one. Our spirits are one. There's only oneness. Now imagine the earth in front of you, with all the people in the world, people who love you, people who don't love you, people who can't stand you, everyone. So be aware of your heart, be aware of your hands, flood all of them with beautiful pink light. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Just recall the people in your life that you love, the people who don't like you, people who have hurt you. All of them, flood them with waves and waves of pink light. Bless them with peace and with love, unconditionally. Regardless of what they've done, regardless of how they treat you, good or bad, flood them with waves and waves of beautiful pink light. Waves of pink light. Lots of love. Peace. You're blessing the soul, not the body. We are all growing. We are all evolving. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Now let's start with the people we have hurt. We keep talking about people who have hurt us. Well, we've done our stupid share, right? So picture the people in front of you, people who have hurt in the past, intentionally or not, justified or not. Flood them with beautiful pink light. Flood their soul with beautiful pink light. And just silently say, to whoever I've hurt, in however way I've hurt you, whenever I've hurt you, I'm truly sorry. I've learned from my mistakes. I humbly ask for your forgiveness. Thank you. Flood them with more pink light. Fill them with unconditional love. Now also picture yourself in front of you and just say, I forgive myself. I am growing, I am evolving. Making mistakes is part of it. I've learned from it. That's the most important part. And I forgive myself. Now, picture the people in front of you who have hurt you or still hurting you. Flood them with waves and waves of beautiful pink light, unconditionally, regardless of what they're projecting or shooting at you. Fill them with beautiful pink light. That's why it's called unconditional. You don't care what they're giving you. Fill them with waves and waves of pink light. Just smother them with beautiful pink light. And just repeat after me, to whoever have hurt me, we are all children of God. We are all growing and evolving. And evolution involves time, process, and lots of mistakes. I've had my share of mistakes and learned from them. So can all of you. I send you love, joy, and peace. You are completely forgiven. Go in peace And may you be blessed with inner peace, inner healing. May you also spiritually grow by learning from your mistakes. May you, the soul, spiritually grow and evolve. So be it. I release you now. Open your eyes. Put your hand like this. Say, cut. I release you. Again, just like you're cutting. Say, cut. I release all of you. Now raise your hands again. Flood them with even brighter pink light. May you be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Blessings be to all of you. Namaste. I release you. So be it. Take a deep breath. Do the cut again. Cut again. Say cut, disconnect. Again, take a deep breath. Cut, disconnect. I release all of you from my life. So be it. Okay. Raise your hands. Just continue your meditation. Visualize the earth. Flood the earth with even more pink light. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. To all who are suffering, may all of you be blessed with a new hope and faith and a better life. So be it. Bless people you know who are suffering, having difficulties, challenges with their health, with their relationships, with their finances. Bless them with beautiful divine pink light. May their life dramatically improve. So be it. So be it. And smile. And where there is sadness, let me sow a tremendous amount of joy. So be it. So be it. And so it is. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Again, be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. One more time. Be aware of your heart. Inhale. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And stay there. You might feel a gentle pressure or tingling on your crown. Be aware of your crown in your hands. Flood the earth with golden light. Just say, our souls are one. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Blessings be to all. Just fill the earth with so much golden light. Just bless every person, every being, golden light. Your family, your relatives, your friends, people you work with. Let that golden light spread to the city, the state, the country, the surrounding areas. Let it spread throughout the entire earth. So be it. So be it. So be it. Now, gently be aware of your heart and your crown at the same time. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine golden light pouring out of our hands, even brighter than before, throughout the entire earth. Again, be aware of your heart and crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Project brilliant golden light. Just fill the earth with it. Keep going. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let every sentient being in every direction, every dimension be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Kindness. Oftentimes, people are swimming so much in their problems, they forget kindness. Kindness to ourselves, and especially kindness to others. Forgiveness is a manifestation of the soul's kindness. Kindness. From the center of the heart of God, may all be blessed with inner peace, inner healing. May all be blessed with goodwill and the willingness to do good. So be it. May all be blessed. So be it. May all be blessed without exception. And so it is. Now lower your hands on your lap. Keep your tongue on your palate, on the roof of your mouth. Imagine a golden flame floating above your crown. Just a small golden flame floating a few inches above your crown. In your mind's eye, look at that golden flame. Keep your neck straight. Keep your back straight. Within you, just look at that golden flame floating above your head. Send a stream of love from your heart up to your throat, to the center of your head, and into that golden flame. And stay there. And listen. Om. Just keep looking at that golden flame. Om. Just intensify the energy. Just be receptive. Om. Be still and let go, and just let things be now. Let go. Gently, very slowly, move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently and slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing. Now imagine all the people you love in front of you. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with much happiness, abundance and prosperity, and with spiritual oneness. So be it. Fill them with love, joy, and peace. So be it. Blessings be to all. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light down into the earth. Fill the earth below us with golden light. And repeat after me verbally. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. Now be aware of your feet, hands, and the base of your spine. just project golden light everywhere below us. Just feel the earth below you. 20, 30 feet down and miles away underneath, side to the sides. Fill the earth with golden light. Blessings be to all. So be it, and so it is. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, holy masters, saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved teacher, Grandmaster Twakok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, thank you. Thank you for the blessings. In full faith, so be it. Om. Amen. Amin. Tatastu, and so it is. Okay. I know it's a longer session. Normally we're done like 6:30, 6:40. But one of those things, when you talk about forgiveness, you cannot leave it half-cooked. Otherwise, people get the wrong idea. Anyway, you're welcome to watch it again. You know, some of you always say, hey, how come he talks so fast? It's a lot of material. I'm trying to jam it in this much time. And you notice there's no fillers. I'm direct to the point, but there's just so much of it. I want to make sure that you get it in context. Anyway, we leave it online. You can rewind, and you're bored. You can fast forward, whatever heck you want. Now, just a few announcements. Number one, the next 3 full moon meditations are the most intense, the most powerful ones in the entire year. The full moon of Aries, which is coming up, I think, sometime. Anyway, we'll put it online. The announcement. That's the full moon of Aries. That's the preparation. Okay, the energy is very, very intense. The one after that, next month, that's the main event. It's called the Wesak Festival, the most powerful full moon. In the Buddhist tradition, it's commemorating the birth, death, and enlightenment of the Buddha. Even if you're not Buddhist, the energy is there. Okay, it's just massive amount of spiritual energy coming down. Millions of people meditating at the same time. You can imagine how that feels. And then the month after that, the full moon after that, the full moon of Gemini, that's when the energy is being distributed throughout the entire earth. So whether you like it or not, it's intense. You know, you believe it, you don't believe it, you might as well be part of it. Anyway, so that's just to kind of put in your calendar, okay? We'll tell you the exact dates. And then part of the Wesak Festival, we did it last year. People have had great results with it. We actually have 7 days of preparation before that. So for 7 days before the full moon, which is, I think it's April 26th, for 7 straight days, 1 to 2 hours a day, we're going to do lecture, intensive meditation, and healing every single day. So by the time you get to the full moon, man, your aura and chakras are so clean, your pipelines are so big, massive amount of spiritual energy flow through. Okay? So just set that aside. This coming Friday is of Anchor the Light. Remember, every Friday we're devoting it to healing. So the morning should be emotional healing. The evening is the prosperity healing. We flip-flop it. Last week when I was in Florida, the morning one was prosperity healing. The evening one was emotional healing. This one, we'll flip it around. The morning was emotional healing. The evening is prosperity healing. Anyway, we leave it online so you can do it as many times as you like, or if you miss one because of time zone, you can always go back and do it. All right. I think that's pretty much it. So we will see you Friday morning. Namaste, everyone. And please leave us some comments on, like to hear from you. I know some of you were asking earlier. I kind of glanced through it. Hey, how come sometimes you look at this camera, sometimes look at that one? Well, one of them is going to YouTube, Facebook, mastercode.org, panicking.com. This one is Instagram, which you need a phone. So that's why I have a phone here. All right. So if I'm going like this, we're practicing oneness. Anyway, namaste. We will see you.